Alrighty, we are going to try to work the XW2A, see if I can show you guys some of the shenanigans that goes on here. I'm going to get the audio up. So I'm going to find myself first. Scroll the VF up a little bit and go down. Audio. So you see myself pop up on the pan adapter. Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike, Fox November 33. So what you want to do is you want to find an open frequency and then start calling. You don't want to call over the top of someone. CQ 2 Alpha, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike, Fox November 33. CQ 2 Alpha, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike, Fox November 33. CQ 2 Alpha, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike, Fox November 33. I would say probably 70% of the time nobody ever comes back to me. I know I'm hitting it. CQ2 Alpha, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike, Fox November 33. So what you're seeing on the pan adapter is my signal hitting, that is coming back down off the transponder from the satellite. CQ2 Alpha, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike, Fox November 33.
Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike from November 1 Juliet Echo Zulu up in Burlington, over.
November 1 JEZ. Hey, Michael. How you doing? Fox November 33. Good morning.
Yeah, not too bad this morning, Steve. We're doing okay. Kind of cool up here this morning. About 18 degrees and some wind, but other than that, the sun's out, so it'll be a good day. K1GMM, M1JEZ.
Yeah, sounds, boy, well, you're a little warmer than we are, Mike. It's about 0 down here first thing this morning. So it's a little ugly, but it's you expect that in the Northeast, over?
Yeah, absolutely, definitely do. Yeah. If you're around next week, I'm going to be heading up to my camp in Newark, Vermont, up near the Canadian border. So I should be activating Fox November 44 if you need that grid.
Oh, yeah, that would be fantastic. Yeah. What time next week?
Probably going to go up there Wednesday and see if we can get on the air. I'm going up to operate Gemini's meteor shower. That location is where my contest station is, with all the big antennas and power and all that stuff.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. So you're going to be doing probably a lot of sideband stuff, I would imagine, right?
I can do either, sideband or FM, doesn't really matter. I'm going to bring my trusty old FT736R so I can do both. And I don't have elevation, but that really shouldn't matter too much because I have a ton of power and really good receive. They're 17-foot boom antennas. It's 2 meters through 3456 up there.
Oh, that's fantastic. Have you tried any digital modes on the satellites by any chance, like on NO84? Gotcha. I've been thinking about trying a little PSK. Never done it before, but I guess there's a trick to it. Over. Yeah, Roger. Yeah, from what I understand, you're not supposed to do it with the conventional software. There's a dedicated piece, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's exactly it. I think Andy got it out there. I probably have it on the computer here somewhere, but I haven't used it myself, no.
Okay, I'm getting I'm getting spun around here, so my signal's fading a little bit there. Sorry about that. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm on a. It's kind of a mongrel. I built it's a 3-element quad on 2 meters, and a 7-element UHF Yagi on 77s, of course, and that's built inside of the 3-element quad. Very, very compact. I can't really get anything huge up here. Over. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. It looks, these Apogee passes, they take a bit, because I'm new at this, they take a bit getting used to. It looks like my signal's starting to fade there. I'm deep in the mountains there, Mike. Looks like I'm almost out of it. Over. Hey, sounds good, Michael. Yeah, look forward to that. 44. I think I do need 44, so I'll be looking for you on the Sats. 7-3, Mike. Have a great day. K1GMM. Okay, looks like that's pretty much it for that deal. If you look right here, she's down around, 10 degrees, heading down below that. So it's well below the ridge line. Yeah, pretty much gone. So, okay. So it looks like, okay, so this is one part of how to work linear birds that I'm doing. I think there may be some confusion about how to, let me go ahead and get Mike in the log there. I didn't get his, he's FN34, that's right. FN34, enter, and away he goes into 2 alpha. So if you're watching VFOA here, you would see at apogee how rapidly the Doppler correction needs to be. That is correcting on the radio. However, I'm going to go over some techniques for working linear sats. First thing is, what I've come across is this seems to be, I don't know what these guys are doing, but you'll get on a frequency and start calling, and someone will just jump on the frequency and start calling over the top of you, literally right over the top of you, or like 1.5K off. You can't do that. It's very, very important that you hear yourself or see yourself on the linear birds. This seems to be a real problem, especially with a few operators I've noticed. And it's becoming really obnoxious, to be honest with you. I'm tempted to completely give up the linear birds. But this was a good experience, so I appreciate Mike coming back to me. And he's a great operator. He knows what he's doing. So what you want to first do, you're going to need a sideband rig. The uplink is on lower sideband. That's coming out of your transmitter. Your downlink is on upper sideband. Okay? You'll notice that the pan adapter is set on upper sideband. I can't show you the radio, but the radio is sitting here on this frequency, and that's on lower sideband. So the advantage to a pan adapter is that you don't have to hear yourself. You can see yourself, which is nice because you don't have your audio in your ears when you're talking, which can be incredibly annoying. There is about a half-second delay on if you're going to run a pan adapter. Now I run a combination. I'm actually on an AirSpy HF Plus. You don't need to do that. I run a lot on an RTL SDR dongle. Plenty adequate. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I can tell you that a higher end dongle is much quieter and it's more sensitive. The noise floor is actually higher on the RTL SDR. It's about minus 20 dB on the HF Plus, which is what I was on just now. I was running the HF Plus on the downlink. Okay, so what you want to do first is you want to get the center frequency, and if you want to move to a particular spot and start calling, you can just click. Now I'm going to address the pan adapter. This is the way I would do it. Running full duplex rigs is a great way to do it, but two independent radios or a single radio capable of full duplex operation. In other words, you can hear yourself coming back on the downlink while the radio's transmitting. Okay, this is a full duplex system, but I'm only using one radio. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to click on the pan adapter somewhere in here. So if you go to the center frequency, right, let me realign it. So this is the center frequency I have programmed in for X-Ray Whiskey 2 Alpha. So if you're on the center frequency on your uplink, when you key up, you're going to be there, okay? Right there on the downlink. That's going to be your center. So how do you move around that passband, the allocated bandwidth that the satellite is capable of working in? So you can click down. So let's say that's 675. So if I clicked on 670, right, and I want to transmit there, basically you have to roll the VFO up 5 kilohertz, and that will put you centered on the downlink of 145.670. So it's inverting, remember. Okay, so I don't do it like that. That's the mathematical way to do it, but I'll just find a frequency. So let's say center's at 675. I'll just click somewhere, because oftentimes there's people transmitting in here, and I've already worked them, so I really don't have a desire to work them again, or I'm not in the mood, whatever. So I'll click down here somewhere, right? So what you can do is you can key the rig up, and you can scroll the VFO either on the radio itself or the external radio pane on the software, and you can, on this, I'm just dealing with console and the satellite tracking program. This is how I do it. If you're going to run full duplex rigs, 2 radios, what you would do is you would scroll the VFO up on your uplink radio. Remember, it's on lower sideband. You scroll the VFO up to go down on upper sideband. So you'd scroll the VFO up and maybe go dot, 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 dot like that, or just do audio or check, check, something like that, and you'll see your signal pop up, and you basically zero beat your downlink frequency. You move the VFO until your transmission appears right here. And then you start calling. It's actually very fast, very quick, and efficient. Here's what I've noticed people are doing. They don't even check to see if the frequency is occupied, that particular frequency. They'll whip the VFO, and they'll just key up, and they'll go right over top of you. How they don't hear me, I have no idea what they're doing, but they're asshats. They get the asshat award. And this is happening a lot on the band. The other thing you don't want to do is you don't want to continually jump from frequency to frequency and just constantly move around. Find a clear frequency if you're going to call CQ and start transmitting on that frequency, and stay there through the entire pass. There is no reason to move if that frequency is clear. You know you're hitting the bird. People will find you. I've seen idiots constantly move throughout the passband here, throughout this entire region, and it's really obnoxious. Here's a very important thing, and this is the most critical. If you're running software for Doppler correction, there are only certain radios that you can run that will correct the Doppler, that will Doppler correct while in TX. I can tell you the 857 does not, the 817 does not, the 991 does not. What does that mean? It means that when you hit the key to call CQ, or when you're in a QSO with someone, see, you will notice in that QSO, even at Apogee, I was staying pretty close. I saw it drift a couple times, just a tiny bit. But Mike didn't have to move. He didn't have to chase me around. So a technique for that is to say your call, Kilo 1 Golf Mike, drop the key quick, really quick. Because remember, Doppler approaching apogee can shift like 50 hertz per second. I mean, you can go back and look at how rapidly the Doppler was shifting on VFOA on the logging software. This was real time how the frequency was changing on the radio. Okay, how it was correcting. Now remember, when you hit the TX key, it stops correcting, which means you're going to walk up the pan adapter. You'll see it. It'll just go whoop right up. People will have to chase you around. You don't need to do that. What you do is you drop the key, you call Kilo 1 Golf Mike, or whatever your call sign is, drop the key, hit it again. It only needs to be for a split second. What'll happen is it'll snap the radio back to the correction point. Because remember, it's suspended under TX. So you hit Kilo 1 Golf Mike, it'll start to drift. Release it, it'll snap back. Key it up again, Fox November 3-3, it'll start to shift, snap it back. And you can carry on. I just carried on a QSO through the entire pass with Mike, and you can do that with very, very little drift. And it makes life very easy on people. Here's another incredibly obnoxious, impossible situation that people do. I don't know why they do it. The only thing I can think of is they're running semi-duplex, or they can't hear themselves, or they can't see themselves. When you call, do not call for an extended period of time while you're keyed up, because the longer you have it keyed up, if that radio is not correcting while it's under TX. I was watching a couple guys the other day, literally, Kilo 1 Golf Mike, Kilo 1 Golf Mike, Fox November 3-3, Fox November 3-3. They moved like literally 5 kilohertz off by the time they released the key. You can't come back to somebody like that. I didn't even bother to call them. Keep it short, pithy. Kilo 1 Golf Mike, drop the key, Fox November 3-3. Wait, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike, Fox November 33. You can call CQ, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike, drop the key, Fox November 33. When somebody comes back to you, apply that same technique to hold yourself at that frequency. Now remember, this is only if you're running software with Doppler correction. If you're not running software and you're running full duplex, that's a whole different animal. You're going to have to you're going to have to work the VFO on the radio and watch or listen to yourself on the downlink and make sure you stay there. So you can run software like this with if you have CAT available on the rig, run it. It makes life so much easier and it makes it enjoyable. So what I would suggest is don't be an asshat. Keep it short. Learn how to run the rig. Don't step on people. This is just like HF. Okay? I'm not preaching to you. I'm just trying to help people. Because I think from what I'm seeing, there's a lot of misunderstanding. There's two options. Either they don't understand what's happening with a Doppler. They're used to maybe FM birds where it may shift a kilohertz, 2 kilohertz through an entire pass. And they're assuming it's the same way here. They may be new. They may not understand it. Or they just don't give a crap and they just go ahead and walk all over people. Those are the only two options I can come up with. So don't be those guys. You can have a great time and you can make it a very good experience for everybody on the birds. So hopefully that helps some. Anyways, my name is Steve. Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike, as you know, Fox November 33 here and deep in the mountains of southwestern Vermont. Saying 7-3, good luck on the birds. Have a great day. Stay warm.